And you can also save lives in the most unexpected way. Amputees in one of the poorest parts of Asia who would otherwise struggle to fend for themselves have had their lives transformed by two trainee medics from Newcastle who are using drain pipes to create artificial limbs. Far from home, on some of the world's most treacherous roads.
I think me and Zarman thought we were going to die.
Into the heart of one of the poorest parts of Bangladesh.
Life is really tough for these people.
Across a land they'll never forget.
We're blown away by the beauty of the whole area.
It's full of rivers, deltas and greenery.
They battled baking heat.
As soon as we got here, the power's all gone off and it's 35 degrees here now.
And monsoons.
When it rained, it really did rain. The streets were flooded.
The two have been good mates since their school days in Newcastle, and now both study medicine. Last summer they set out on a mission to use their growing skills in one of Asia's poorest countries. In Bangladesh, medical treatment is beyond the reach of tens of millions. Matt and Zarmin travelled to an isolated clinic in the north, run by a British charity, where a coconut can double as an effective intravenous drip. They're here to set up a clinic for amputees, the first of its type in the country. Their first patient carried in by his father.
Shiblu is a 16-year-old boy that was born without a leg.
He's never been able to walk.
He hasn't been able to go to school. He was a very small boy, and this is because he hasn't had the stimulation from being able to walk around, which was very upsetting for us to see. Does anyone laugh at you?
Yes. If you are happy, we can take some measurements of your leg.
He really does have a difficult life, and he told us how he was bullied by his school friends for being different to them.
The next day, Matt and Zarmin set off to meet Shiblu in his village.
It was brilliant to meet his mum, meet his dad, who'd looked after him so well. Just playing football with him, we could see that he was a really bright boy who wanted to do well, who was very talented.
But this wasn't just a social call. This was a vital part of the process of getting Shiblu on 2 feet. Once again, though, they were short of resources.
Because we didn't have the equipment that we had in the UK, we actually had to improvise using just plastic bags and gaffer tape, basically, to form a protection for his stump.
We've taken a cast of his stump now, which we can use to make the prosthesis.
But Shiblu was to face a wait of many months to receive his new leg, and there were plenty more patients for Matt and Zarmin to see.
Being an amputee in that kind of environment is extremely difficult, and a lot of the people have very hard lives. We're just scraping the surface of this problem. Overall, in the entire country, there are thousands and thousands of people who are in need of a service like this.
That service was set up by a British charity called the Naya Qadam Trust. Artificial limbs are made with melted drain pipes and recycled rubber tyres, all for a fraction of the cost of those in the UK.
The beauty of this project is that the limbs are so cheap, and when they were originally made, the idea was to make them cheaper than the cost of a mobile phone, and we're talking about £30 here. That can change someone's life.
Mohammed Saruzaman is hoping that's true. He lost a leg in a farm accident.
It was really tragic to hear about how his whole livelihood had just disappeared in that one moment, and after that he was unable to provide for his family, and he went into begging on the street, which he's still doing now. Sometimes he said that his family just weren't able to eat.
Matt and Zaman travel to see another patient. Bangladesh has many waterways. Travel by boat is common. Nazim, who's 18, lost his leg 3 years ago. Again, a farming accident. He now works in a shop.
Being confined to sewing every day to support his family, he's had to put his studies on hold, so having a prosthetic limb would make a massive difference to his life.
It was an amazing 3 weeks, but the pair needed to leave their patients to return to the UK, where there's much to be done in support of the project.
Thanks very much, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be back.
Today they're visiting a place they became friends, the Royal Grammar School in Newcastle.
And we're here to talk to you today about a project that we started in the summer.
Without money to pay for the prosthetic limbs that Shiblu and the others so badly need, their mission to Bangladesh will have been in vain. The visit prompts donations of almost £1,000 from the students. That's added to more than £7,000 raised by the young doctors. But that's not all. They want to spread the word about their work with a visit to the Bangladeshi community in Gateshead.
So I've got a video on my laptop that I'd really love for you to see.
Our clinic had turned into a river.
If you need any help from us, actually you can contact us. We try to support you as much as we can.
Oh, that was absolutely amazing. Everyone was so welcoming to us. It was brilliant to see the reactions to the video and things that we've been doing. And I can't wait to go back now, actually.
Yeah, me neither.
Sadly for Matt and Zarmin, the next visit is without them. But the project's founder is there to finish the job they started. Up first, the tailor, Nazim. For the first time in 3 years, Nazim can walk tall. And the farm worker, Mohammed Saruzaman, also has no need of his crutches, even if these are faltering first steps.
This life is transformed, go about their day-to-day activities and earn their own living.
Finally, it's back to Shiblu's village. This is a huge day in his young life.
Run all around here.
It doesn't take long before Shiblu's putting his new leg to the test and doing what most boys would do.
Having a prosthetic limb would make a massive difference to his life. He'll be able to get a good education. He'll be able to socialise and play sports with his friends. He won't be stigmatised by people because he doesn't have a leg, because he looks different to other people.
More than 70 people have been fitted with new limbs, thanks to the money raised back on Tyneside.
Now we're manufacturing these limbs, it brings a huge amount of hope to the people. It is a massive thing for us to be able to deliver to people, and will make an enormous difference to their lives.
We'll definitely go back for certain and make sure that this project is something that can really continue into the future and we can keep this legacy going.